Hi everyone and welcome to Protocol 36, and with the 90s X-Men animated series being announced to have been revived and will be airing in Disney Plus, being produced by Marvel Studios, being called X-Men 97. So if the 90s X-Men anime series is getting a season 6, with Spider-Man the anime series also get a season 6, a Marvel show that was and still is loved by fans today. But before we answer, if any point you enjoyed this video, I really appreciate if you could drop a like, as that would really help out the channel. Thank you. Continuing on, both shows were cancelled by Fox Kids for similar reasons. The reason was because the head of Fox Kids at the time, and Avi Arad, who I believe worked at Marvel at the time, got into an argument because Fox didn't want them to have control over the most popular shows, leading to both of them being unfortunately cancelled. However, now we do fortunately have the X-Men show back, which as mentioned before will be coming out on Disney Plus to continue its story. And even though I haven't seen a lot of people asking if the chances of Spider-Man possibly getting a revival in the future, especially when both shows are in fact set in the same universe, along with other Marvel shows at the time like Iron Man, Fantastic Four, The Incredible Hulk, and etc. And adding on to the fact that X-Men did cross over to Spider-Man and teamed up with him several times. So will Disney and Marvel do the same for that version of the webhead? Personally, I think it's unlikely, however not impossible. I think once X-Men 97 is out and does extremely well, I think Marvel may look at other past Marvel series which were also cancelled and see which ones they want to revive and complete the stories. But as of right now, I think it's kinda unlikely because I feel like when it comes to specifically Spider-Man, Disney probably wants to continue to make their own shows about the character instead of reviving an older show, though once again it's not impossible. But if it were to happen, would the original creators of the show come back? Personally, I don't think so, especially when it comes to Avi Arad. But someone like John Semper Jr., who played a massive role when it came to the making and the writing of the show, I don't know if he would be willing to come back to the show now if it were to ever get revived, especially after what he said when it got cancelled, that the show wrapped up neatly, and if he would have returned to continue to make the show, it would have been for the money, and we don't know how he would have felt now. However, with Disney announcing that there would be new people helming X-Men 97, I think they will most likely do the same for Spider-Man, once again if they were ever going to bring it back. And if you wonder what season 6 would have looked like for Spider-Man the animated series and what kind of plans they had before it was cancelled, I have a video about it which I released less than a year ago, which will be in the card in the right hand corner of the video for you guys to check out afterwards. But it was also in that video where a lot of you guys also did comment on the fact that you would have loved to see the show return, and actually happy to reunite with the real Mary Jane, who was lost at the time. And even though I did say in the same video that I think the show ended perfectly because I always assumed that he found his Mary Jane and lived happily ever after, but if it were to get announced that the show is coming back, I wouldn't mind that at all, and to finally see them get back together. After the episode Turning Point, where Peter was fighting the Green Goblin, which of course was inspired by the night Gwen Stacy died storyline. Whether or not they would use the exact same plans John Semper Jr. and Marvel had in mind before it was cancelled, I'm not sure, but if John Semper was ever going to return, then maybe, with some slight changes. But if they were going to bring in someone else to be the new showrunner for Spider-Man the anime series, then good chance that they wouldn't, and tell their own stories about that specific version of the character, and may even continue beyond season 6. But at the end of the day, it depends on the person Disney hires, and if the studio were ever going to revive the show. However, what about you guys? Do you think there's a chance that Spider-Man the anime series will get a season 6, especially after the X-Men 97 announcement? If so, if not, let me know in the comments down below. I would love to hear your thoughts. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram and Twitter. If you enjoyed this video, please like, and want more, subscribe. To begin, Protocol 36.